If you're seeing this on December 6th, 2025, it's not an accident. The universe has been orchestrating this exact moment, maneuvering circumstances, shifting timelines, and arranging synchronicities to ensure you would be here right now, reading these words. Because what I'm about to share with you is not general spiritual information that applies to everyone. This is specific intelligence meant only for those who carry a particular frequency, those who signed soul contracts before incarnating, those the universe has been preparing through years of challenges, initiations, and awakenings. In other words, the chosen ones. I know that term makes some people uncomfortable. It sounds elitist, exclusive, like it's creating unnecessary division. But here's the truth that needs to be spoken clearly. Not everyone is operating on the same mission. Not everyone came to Earth with the same assignment. Some souls are here to experience, to learn, to grow within the existing structures, and that's perfect for them. But you, if you're still watching, if something inside you is responding to these words before your mind can even process them, you're different. You're part of a specific group that incarnated during this exact time period for a very specific reason. You're here to participate in the shift, not just witness it, not just survive it, but to actively anchor new frequencies into this physical dimension. If you're feeling this resonance right now, if your body is confirming what I'm saying, even though your logical mind might be questioning it, leave 777 in the comments. This is more than engagement. It's a frequency signature that signals to the universe and to each other that we recognize what we are. December 6, 2025, marks a critical point in the cosmic calendar. We are now officially in the integration phase, following one of the most powerful full moons of the entire year. That full moon in Gemini on December 4th wasn't just another lunar event. It was a catalyst designed to activate dormant codes within the DNA of those who are ready to receive them. And if you've been feeling strange, off, different since that full moon, congratulations. The activation worked. Your system is coming online at levels you've never accessed before in this lifetime. But with great power comes great responsibility, and with activation comes a critical choice point. What you do in these next few days will determine whether you step into your full mission or whether you stay playing small for another cycle. Let me tell you what's really happening right now, beneath the surface of your everyday awareness. Since the full moon, there has been an unprecedented amount of high-frequency light pouring onto this planet. This isn't metaphorical light. This is actual energetic transmission from higher dimensional sources, from the galactic core, from what some call the central sun, from consciousness collectives that exist beyond the limitation of physical form. This light carries information. It carries activation codes. It carries the blueprint for the new Earth that's currently in the process of manifesting, and it's being beamed directly into the energy fields of those who are capable of receiving it, processing it, and anchoring it into physical reality. Your pineal gland, your third eye, the antenna within your brain that connects you to non-physical intelligence, has been upgrading. If you've had headaches, pressure in the center of your forehead, unusual visual phenomena, like seeing geometric patterns or flashes of light, feeling dizzy or disoriented for no medical reason, these aren't problems. These are symptoms of your hardware being upgraded to run new software. Your physical body is being restructured at a cellular level to hold higher frequencies of consciousness. Your nervous system is being rewired to process information at speeds your old system couldn't handle. Your emotional body is being cleared of centuries of accumulated trauma, not just from this lifetime but from all the lifetimes your soul has experienced. This is why so many of you have been feeling exhausted lately. Why sleep doesn't seem to restore you the way it used to. Why you can sleep for 10 hours and wake up feeling like you didn't rest at all. Your body isn't sleeping. Your consciousness is traveling during those hours, doing work in other dimensions, attending councils, receiving training, coordinating with your soul family. You're working harder while you sleep than most people work during their waking hours. And when you come back into your body each morning, there's a translation process that has to happen. Your infinite consciousness has to compress itself back into a finite physical form. And that compression creates temporary discomfort. But here's what you need to understand about why the universe chose you specifically to see this message before the shift completes. The shift I'm referring to is not some distant future event. It's not something that might happen if we all meditate enough or raise our vibration sufficiently. The shift is happening now. It's been happening for years, and we're approaching the final stages of a process that began long before most people alive today were born. What we're moving toward is a splitting of timelines, a divergence point where humanity collectively divides into two distinct experiential realities. One timeline continues with the old paradigm: competition, separation, fear-based consciousness, scarcity, control, manipulation, suffering as a primary teacher. That timeline will continue to exist because there are souls who still need those lessons, who aren't finished with that level of experience. And there's no judgment in that. Every soul moves at its own pace. But the other timeline, the one you're being called to, operates on completely different principles. Unity consciousness, collaboration, love as the foundation, abundance as the natural state, freedom, transparency, joy as the primary experience. This is the new Earth timeline. And it's not being created somewhere else. It's being created right here, right now, overlaid on top of the old Earth, existing simultaneously in the same space, but at different frequencies. Think of it like two radio stations broadcasting in the same area. Both signals exist simultaneously, but depending on what frequency you tune your receiver to, you'll only perceive one or the other. You can't listen to both at the same time. You have to choose. And that choice isn't made once and then you're done. That choice is made moment by moment through where you place your attention, what thoughts you engage with, what emotions you allow to run your life, what actions you take, what you agree to participate in. Every single choice you make is either tuning you toward the old Earth frequency or the new Earth frequency. The chosen ones are those who have reached a level of consciousness where they can now perceive both timelines clearly. You can see the old paradigm for what it is. You're no longer fooled by its illusions. You've done enough inner work that you recognize fear programming when you see it. You can identify manipulation. You know when you're being fed lies designed to keep you small, scared, and controllable. But you can also sense the new paradigm emerging. You can feel it in your body when you encounter another person operating from that frequency. You recognize truth when you hear it. You know what alignment feels like versus what compromise feels like. And because you can perceive both, you're being given a tremendous responsibility. You're being asked to be a bridge, an anchor point, a stabilizing force that helps other people navigate the transition between timelines. Not by preaching at them, not by trying to convince them, but simply by embodying the new frequency so completely that your presence alone shifts the field around you. This is what it means to be a light worker, a way shower, a frequency holder. You're not here to save anyone. You're not here to fix the broken systems. You're here to be so aligned with the new paradigm that you make it easier for others to find their way to it when they're ready. But in order to fulfill this role, you have to complete your own transition first. You can't guide others across a bridge you haven't fully crossed yourself. And this is where December 6th becomes critical. We're in a window right now where the veil between dimensions is thinner than usual. The full moon thinned it. The particular astrological configurations active right now are holding it open. And this creates a rare opportunity for rapid advancement. Changes that would normally take months or years can happen in days during these accelerated windows. Blockages that have been stuck for lifetimes can suddenly release. Patterns that have repeated for generations can finally break. But only if you engage consciously with the process. Most people will miss this opportunity entirely because they're too distracted by surface-level concerns. They're worried about their job, their relationship, their finances, their social media presence. And yes, those things matter on one level, but they're not the deep work. They're not what this window is for. This window is for addressing the core wounds that have been running your life from the subconscious. The ones you inherited from your family lineage. The ones you carried in from past lives. The ones you absorbed from the collective consciousness before you even understood you were a separate being. These core wounds are what keep you looping in the same experiences over and over. Why you keep attracting the same type of relationship even though you swear this time is different. Why you keep recreating similar work situations regardless of what company you're with. Why you keep running into the same financial patterns, the same health issues, the same emotional triggers. It's because there's a wound underneath all of it, broadcasting a frequency that magnetizes those experiences to you. And until that wound is healed, until that frequency changes, your external circumstances will keep reflecting it back to you no matter how hard you try to change things on the surface. The universe chose you to see this before the shift completes because you're ready to heal those wounds now. Not to manage them better, not to cope with them more effectively, but to actually heal them, to complete them, to transmute them at the energetic level so they no longer exist in your field. This is deep work. This is scary work. Because these wounds have been part of your identity for so long that releasing them feels like dying. And in a sense it is. The version of you that was shaped by those wounds, that built coping mechanisms around them, that created an entire personality structure to protect them, that version has to die in order for the healed version to emerge. This is the death and rebirth process that every spiritual tradition speaks about. The dark night of the soul, the descent into the underworld, the crucifixion before the resurrection. It's not metaphorical. It's a real psychological and energetic experience that every awakening being must go through. And if you're watching this video on December 6th, there's a very high probability that you're either in that process right now or about to enter it. The full moon initiated it. The next few weeks will intensify it. And by the winter solstice on December 21st, those who choose to move through it consciously will emerge transformed. Let me be very specific about what you might be experiencing right now if you're in this process. First, a sense of meaninglessness. Things that used to matter to you suddenly don't. Goals you were working toward feel empty. Relationships that were important feel hollow. Your daily routine feels pointless. This is not depression, although it can look similar. This is your soul withdrawing energy from everything that's no longer aligned with your highest path. It's not that these things are bad, it's that they're no longer serving your evolution. And your soul knows this, even if your conscious mind is confused about it. Second, a feeling of isolation. Even when you're surrounded by people, you feel alone. Conversations feel superficial. No one seems to understand what you're going through. You can't relate to the concerns and dramas that consume everyone around you. This isolation is temporary but necessary. You're being separated from the collective frequency so you can tune into your own frequency clearly. You can't hear your unique signal when you're still entangled with everyone else's noise. The isolation is creating space for you to discover who you actually are beneath all the conditioning. Third, intense purging. Crying for no apparent reason. Anger erupting over small things. Anxiety that seems to come from nowhere. Old memories surfacing randomly. Past hurts replaying in your mind. This is your system releasing stored trauma. Your body keeps score of every difficult experience you've ever had. And when it finally feels safe enough, when you're finally strong enough, it starts letting go of what it's been holding. Don't try to stop this purging. Don't numb it or distract yourself from it. Let it move through. Feel it fully. This is how healing actually happens. Fourth, physical symptoms with no medical explanation. Fatigue, headaches, digestive issues, muscle aches, changes in appetite, sleep disturbances. You've had tests done and nothing is wrong. That's because nothing is wrong medically. But something is absolutely happening energetically. Your physical body is recalibrating to match your new energetic frequency. This requires resources. This creates temporary discomfort. Treat your body with extra gentleness right now. Rest more than usual. Drink more water. Eat clean foods. Your body is doing important work. Fifth, psychic abilities coming online rapidly. You're knowing things you shouldn't know. Thinking of someone and they contact you. Having dreams that come true. Sensing what people are feeling even when they hide it. Seeing energy around people or objects. Hearing guidance from non-physical sources. This isn't imagination. These abilities are natural to your species. You've just been conditioned to dismiss them. As your frequency rises, the conditioning falls away, and your natural abilities reactivate. Now, the reason the universe made sure you saw this specific message on December 6th is because today is a decision point. The full moon activated you. Yesterday you were told to wait, to integrate, to allow the download to complete, and if you followed that guidance, you're now at a point where you have enough clarity to make a choice. Not about external circumstances yet, but about internal commitment. Are you ready to go all the way? Are you willing to release everything that's not aligned? Even if it's comfortable, even if it's familiar, even if losing it is terrifying. Are you ready to trust your inner guidance more than you trust the external world's definitions of success, safety, and sanity? This is what the universe needs to know. Because the level of support, the level of synchronicity, the level of miraculous intervention you receive is directly proportional to your level of commitment. When you're half in and half out, when you're trying to keep one foot in the old paradigm while testing the new one, the universe can't fully support you. It's like trying to open a door while simultaneously holding it closed. But when you make a full commitment, when you decide with every fiber of your being that you're moving forward regardless of what it costs, the universe moves mountains to support you. Let me tell you what full commitment looks like practically. It means you stop lying to yourself about situations you know aren't working. You stop pretending you're fine in the relationship that's slowly draining your life force. You stop showing up to the job that makes you feel dead inside. You stop maintaining friendships that only exist out of obligation. You stop participating in family dynamics that require you to be someone you're not. You stop agreeing to things you don't actually want to do. You stop smiling when you want to cry. You stop saying yes when you mean no. You stop performing the version of yourself that keeps other people comfortable at the expense of your own authenticity. This doesn't mean you blow up your life impulsively. It doesn't mean you quit your job tomorrow without a plan. It doesn't mean you end every relationship that isn't perfect. It means you stop pretending. You acknowledge what's true. You name what's not working. You begin having honest conversations, first with yourself, and then with the people involved. You start taking small concrete steps toward alignment. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start moving in the direction of your truth, even if you can only take tiny steps at first. The universe has been watching you for a long time, watching how you handle challenges, watching whether you take responsibility or play victim, watching whether you do your inner work or blame others, watching whether you keep your word to yourself, watching whether you honor your intuition or override it with logic, watching whether you choose courage or comfort. And based on what it's observed, it has determined that you are ready for this next level. That's why this video found you. That's why these words are resonating in your soul. You've proven yourself capable of handling what's about to be given to you. But capable doesn't mean it will be easy. The path ahead requires everything you have. Every ounce of courage, every bit of faith, every reserve of strength. You will be asked to do things that terrify you. To let go of things you desperately want to hold on to. To walk away from situations that look good on paper but feel wrong in your body. To choose the unknown over the familiar. To trust invisible guidance over visible evidence. This is the price of admission to the new timeline. And it's not negotiable. Here's what I need you to understand about the next 2 weeks specifically. We're building toward the winter solstice on December 21st. This is one of the most powerful days of the entire year energetically. It's a gateway. A portal. A moment when dimensional boundaries become extremely permeable. On that day there will be a massive influx of light codes, similar to what happened during the full moon but even more intense. These codes are the final activation sequence for many chosen ones. The final push that moves you from preparation phase into active mission phase. But you can't receive those codes if your vessel isn't clear. If you're still holding on to old patterns, old wounds, old versions of yourself that need to die. The next 2 weeks are your clearing period. Your opportunity to do the final purge before the big activation. And the universe is going to help you whether you like it or not. Situations that aren't aligned are going to fall apart. People who aren't supposed to come with you into the next phase are going to exit. Illusions you've been holding on to are going to shatter. This might feel like your life is falling apart. It's falling into alignment. Your job during this period is to surrender. Stop trying to control outcomes. Stop trying to hold things together through sheer force of will. Let what needs to fall away. Let what needs to end. Let what needs to be released. This is the universe doing the work for you, clearing your path, removing obstacles, creating space for what's meant to come in. But it can only do this if you cooperate. If you keep trying to resurrect what's dying, you slow down the entire process. I want to talk specifically about the signs you should watch for over the next 2 weeks that indicate you're on the right track. First, increased synchronicity. Numbers appearing repeatedly, especially sequences like 1111, 222, 333. Songs playing that contain exactly the message you need to hear, running into people who have information relevant to your next steps. Books or videos finding you at precisely the right moment. These synchronicities are the universe's way of saying you're aligned, keep going, we've got you. Second, opportunities appearing from unexpected sources. Someone reaching out with a job offer you didn't apply for. A financial resource becoming available just when you need it. A person entering your life who can help you in specific ways. Doors opening that you didn't even know existed. When you're in alignment with your highest timeline, the path forward reveals itself step by step. You don't need to have the whole journey figured out. You just need to take the next indicated step and trust that the following step will appear. Third, a sense of rightness even in the midst of chaos. Even if your external circumstances look messy, even if you're going through major transitions, there's a feeling of being exactly where you're supposed to be. An inner calm beneath the surface turbulence. A knowing that you're on track, even when you can't see the destination yet. This feeling is your soul confirming that you're moving in the right direction. Fourth, old triggers losing their power. Situations that used to send you into emotional spirals now barely register. People who could manipulate you with guilt or fear no longer have that ability. You're not forcing yourself to not react. The reaction just isn't there anymore, because the wound it was connected to has healed. This is one of the clearest signs that your inner work is actually working. Fifth, your intuition becoming louder and clearer. You're not second-guessing yourself as much. When you get a hit about something, you trust it more readily. You're learning to distinguish between fear-based thoughts and intuitive guidance. Your body's yes and no signals are becoming unmistakable. This is your inner guidance system coming fully online. Now let me address something important. Some of you watching this are wondering, what if I'm not actually chosen? What if I'm just wanting to be special? What if this doesn't apply to me? Here's how you know. The chosen ones don't need to be convinced they're chosen. They feel it in their bones even when they try to dismiss it. They've always felt different, even as children. They've always known they were here for something more even when they couldn't articulate what that something was. They've been through disproportionate challenges compared to their peers, not because they're being punished but because they're being prepared. If you've experienced trauma, loss, betrayal, illness, poverty, any form of intense hardship, it wasn't random. It was training. The universe doesn't break you for fun. It breaks you open so you can hold more light. It strips away your attachments so you can travel light. It shows you darkness so you can truly appreciate light. Every difficult thing you've been through was building your capacity to handle the mission you're about to step into. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was meaningless. It was all preparation. And if you're still here, still watching, still reading these words, still feeling that resonance, then yes, this is for you. The universe doesn't make mistakes about who receives what message when. Your presence here is not accidental. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is the universe saying, it's time. You're ready. Let's go. Here's what I want you to do practically after watching this video. First, find a quiet space and ask yourself one question. What am I still pretending not to know? Sit with that question. Don't rush to answer it. Let the truth bubble up from your depths. You already know what needs to change. You already know what you've been avoiding. You already know what you're meant to do next. Stop pretending you don't. The first step is acknowledging what's true. Second, make one small move toward alignment today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Send the message you've been avoiding. Research the thing you've been too scared to look into. Have the conversation you've been postponing. Book the appointment. Make the call. Take some concrete action that proves to yourself and the universe that you're serious about moving forward. Third, create a simple daily practice for the next 2 weeks leading up to the solstice. This doesn't have to be elaborate. 10 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of journaling, a short walk in nature, something that gets you out of your mind and into your body, something that creates space for your intuition to speak. Consistency matters more than duration. Daily practice creates the container for transformation to happen. Fourth, pay attention to your dreams. Set an intention before sleep each night. Ask for guidance, clarity, confirmation. Keep a journal by your bed and write down whatever you remember immediately upon waking. Your subconscious is processing massive amounts of information right now. Your dreams are showing you things your conscious mind isn't ready to see yet. Track them. Look for patterns and symbols. Fifth, be ruthlessly honest with yourself about your energy management. Who and what drains you? Who and what energizes you? Start saying no to the draining without guilt. Start saying yes to the energizing without overthinking. Your energy is your most precious resource right now. Stop giving it away to people and situations that don't guess. The shift is not coming. The shift is here. You're in it right now. And the universe chose you specifically because you have what it takes to not just survive this transition but to thrive in it, to help others through it, to anchor the new frequency so completely that your mere presence shifts reality. This is not a small assignment. This is not a casual hobby. This is your soul's purpose. The reason you incarnated at this specific time. And everything in your life has been leading to this moment. So the question is not whether you're chosen, you are. The question is whether you'll answer the call, whether you'll rise to meet what's being asked of you, whether you'll do the work, face the fears, release the attachments, and step fully into your power. The universe is waiting for your answer, not in words but in actions. Show it what you're made of. Show it you're ready. The time is now. The shift is here. And you are exactly who we've been waiting for. December 6th, 2025. Remember this date. This is when you made your choice. This is when you stopped playing small. This is when you committed fully to your highest timeline. Everything changes from here. Welcome home, chosen one. Your mission begins now, and understand what beginning your mission actually means. You can no longer hide behind excuses or pretend you don't know what you're here to do. The universe just gave you confirmation by placing these words in front of you at this exact time. This is your divine authorization. This is your sign. In the coming days, reality will reflect your commitment. Synchronicities will multiply. Numbers appearing everywhere, messages through songs, encounters containing exactly what you need. Doors opening you didn't know existed. People appearing with resources and opportunities. This is the universe acknowledging your commitment and mobilizing to support you. But with great power comes great testing. The moment you commit to your highest path, you will be challenged. Not as punishment, but to strengthen you and verify your commitment is real. Old patterns will try to pull you back. Situations will tempt you to choose comfort over growth. This is your initiation, and you will pass it, because you're not the same person you were a week ago. The full moon upgraded you. You are stronger, braver and more capable than you realize. December 6th is a cosmic marker. The moment you stepped from preparation into activation. Everything you've learned, every wound healed, every lesson integrated, was preparing you for what comes next. Your actual life's work. The work your soul came here to do. The contribution only you can make. Today you stop hesitating. Stop waiting to feel ready. Take the first real step or go all in. No more half measures. No more backup plans. Full commitment. Here, universe isn't asking you to have it figured out. It's asking, are you willing to trust the unseen? Willing to follow guidance that doesn't make logical sense? Willing to release the familiar for what's destined? If yes, you have everything you need. Remember this moment. The clarity and certainty moving through you right now. Because doubt will return, fear will whisper, On those days, come back to this knowing. This truth is your anchor, your North Star. You are chosen because your soul volunteered. Before incarnating, you saw this shift and said, I want to help. I want to be part of anchoring the new frequency. And here you are, living exactly what you signed up for. Every hardship taught you something essential. Every heartbreak brought compassion. Every failure brought resilience. Nothing was wasted. It was all forging you for this mission. So rise, chosen one. The world awaits what only you can bring. Stop playing small. Stop dimming your light. The time for hiding is over. Step forward, claim your mission. Watch as the universe moves everything to support you. This is your moment, your destiny unfolding. Welcome home. Your mission begins now.